My little pony, my little pony.
More than meets the eye. Autobots wave their paddles to destroy the evil forces of the enemy, fighting to save the day.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle.
You know, that video about Hasbro reusing names between G.I.Joe and Transformers was supposed to be a one-off, just one episode. But then my comment section chose violence, so here we are. So today, we're going through various Hasbro brands to see just how much name recycling they did.
I have to do the weirdest research for this show.
Hi there, Destros Mask. And I'm probably gonna miss a few, since while I know all the names of every G.I. Joe and Cobra character, I can't say the same when it comes to Transformers or other brands.
I know you've been waiting for this, so let's start with My Little Pony, I guess.
Though I should mention that some of these names are so generic, I don't think they count as Hasbro recycling their trademarks. Anyway, I honestly thought this was a joke reply, but after looking into it...
And believe me, this took a lot of looking into.
There are some shared names between G.I. Joe and My Little Pony. Firstly, there's Slugger, a big brother pony, and no, I'm not gonna bother getting into the lore of My Little Pony too much, but also the G.I. Joe mobile artillery tank. I don't think they have too much in common. Then there's Firefly, who's a Pegasus pony, and of course, Cobra Saboteur Mercenary.
But wait, there's more. We've got ourselves the first triple changer on the list.
You see, there was a Generation 1 Transformer called Firefly, an aerial bot, but for the 2015 Combiner Wars version, his name was changed to Firefly. So that's 3. Oh, and since Hasbro now owns the rights to Mask, technically the flying race car from that line would count, but it didn't when the toys first came out, so I'm gonna be pretty much ignoring Mask from here on out.
Moving away from G.I. Joe...
There's Beachcomber, the Autobot dune buggy and nature lover, who's also a pretty and pearly baby sea pony.
And I cannot believe I just said that sentence here on Half the Battle.
Lastly, there's Night Glider, who's a 1987 twice as fancy My Little Pony. No, I don't know what that means and I don't wanna know. It's also a Beast Wars Maximal that transforms into a flying squirrel. Because Beast Wars could get just as crazy as any other toy line.
And that's it for My Little Pony.
Oh, there are more characters, especially from the Friendship is Magic TV series. Like Sludge, who's a Dinobot and an, dragon thing. But I'm sticking to characters that I could verify Hasbro made toys of. Though I absolutely have to mention there's a race of villains in My Little Pony called the Raptorians, who have absolutely nothing to do with G.I. Joe's Raptor.
But the idea that there could be an entire race of him out there will haunt my nightmares forever.
The last other toy line we'll be looking at is Cops and Crooks, a 1988 line of action figures that are somewhat related to G.I. Joe. They're bigger, but the articulation is similar. This is a series with the second most shared character names after Transformers.
And we've got 2 triple threats here, which I'm gonna go over quickly, because I already covered them in the other video I did.
There's Airwave, who's a Micromaster, a member of Sky Patrol, and now a Cops member, who's their communications officer. You would think that this means this is the first character that doesn't have anything to do with flying, but he comes with a helicopter backpack.
So that shows what I know, I guess.
And there's Barricade, the Joe's resident Power Ranger, Micromaster, and now Crowd Control Specialist. There's actually 2 other characters who could have qualified, Mirage and Mainframe, but they never got toys in the Cop series.
Why?
Because they were women, and according to Hasbro, girls have cooties, so boys wouldn't want to play with action figures of them.
This brings us to cops that only share their names with Joes.
First, there's Bulletproof, the leader of the G.I. Joe Drug Elimination Force, and also the leader of Cops, though they are not the same character. Then there's Mace, a G.I. Joe undercover specialist, and the Cops expert marksman and tactician. We also have Longarm, who's very orange indeed, and while you might think he's a bomb disposal guy or something, he's actually an assault trooper. His Cops counterpart is second in command of the team. Next there's Hardtop, who's the driver of the G.I. Joe Defiant Shuttle Launch Complex.
And I know he's just a driver.
But I like to imagine he's the only guy responsible for the maintenance and cleaning of the crawler. Have fun with that, buddy. In Cops, he's the driver of the Ironsides, a thing that kinda reminds me of a Batmobile.
I forgot about the vehicle drivers. There's actually another triple changer.
Roadblock, whose 2 Transformers and a chef, is also the Highway Interceptor driver, a vehicle that in no way looks completely ridiculous.
This concludes the G.I. Joe part of Cops.
But I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Checkpoint is canonically the son of G.I. Joe's Beachhead. The name's also used for a 2006 Steel Brigade figure, and a battle station if you want to get pedantic.
Pedantic? Me? Never.
As a sort of segue between this and my last subject, I'll mention a name that's used in Cops and Transformers. Inferno, a fire truck in G1 and a fire ant in Beast Wars, and the Cops firefighter. You'll note that the name Inferno was used for different characters within the same brand. Something that's so common in Transformers, listing them all would make this a 2-hour video, so I'm not gonna bother.
It did, however, also happen in G.I. Joe, though to a far lesser extent.
In the original toy line, you had Airborne, the G.I. Joe's, airborne trooper, and only non-stereotypical Native American on the team, whose name was reused for a completely different Sky Patrol character. There's also Sky Striker, the pilot of the Tiger Rat, whose name was previously that of the iconic G.I. Joe Tomcat fighter.
The last one I want to mention, and maybe the most bizarre one of all,
is Sidetrack, 2 words, and Sidetrack, 1 word. The first came out in 2000 and is a straight recolor of Ambush, another one of those weird he's totally a different character guys, like Double Blast from last week. The second is from 2002, and I mentioned him last week. And no, it's not that the first guy just shaved his mustache and got a new haircut, because his name is Sean McLaughlin, while the other was named after an employee at Hasbro, John Boyce.
This happened just 2 years apart!
I told you last week that Hasbro was trying to come up with new characters, and they couldn't even find enough new code names in 2 years. And no, that it's 1 word instead of 2 doesn't count. Well, there you have it, folks, another big dump of recycled names from Hasbro. If there's any that I missed and you feel really stand out, do let me know in the comments below.
Well, I'll see you next time, everybody, and hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?
My little pony, my little pony.
For the meat tonight. Autobots waste their power to destroy the evil forces of
of the enemy, fighting to save the